and if you could just get that, and we'll get it going. Alrighty. Alrighty, guys. So we're gonna get it started. Let's warm up a little bit with some squats. We'll just get some regular squats going. We'll do about 5 to 10. We're gonna be mixing it up today. We're gonna be doing 2 different circuits, and we'll do about 3 sets of each circuit. We'll be taking some water breaks in between them. And can everybody hear me okay? Is the audio good? Good, perfect. Alrighty, wonderful. Alrighty, we'll get some side lunges in there, warm up the side of the legs there. Do about 5 on each side. Alrighty, when you've knocked out 5 on each side, we'll take it down for some pulse toe touches to stretch out the back of the hamstrings here. Do about 10 of these. Good, getting the heart rate up a little bit. And we will get this show on the road. Alrighty, guys, so our first exercise today, we've got a step back lunge to a side lunge. So we're gonna get that step back lunge, that reverse lunge, come back up to center, and we're gonna get that side lunge. So we got that reverse lunge, dropping that knee down, coming back up to center, stepping that leg out, and getting that side lunge there. We're gonna do 5 on each side. Got step back lunge, getting that knee down to the floor, coming back up to center, stepping it out for that side lunge. Gonna get 5 on each side here. How's everybody enjoying their quarantine? Doing good? Good, getting those knocked out there. We got 5 on each side. Good, keep it going. Sweet. Alrighty, once you've got those 5 knocked out on each side, we're gonna do prone leg extensions. So we're gonna be laying on our belly here. We're gonna be laying on our belly. We're gonna bend those knees. We got those knees bended, we've got the feet up, and from there, we're gonna take the knees off the floor. We're lifting those knees off the floor, then we're gonna slowly extend those legs without dropping those knees back down, bending the knees again, getting them back down, getting that leg extension there. The knees should not be touching the floor again. We're gonna do those prone leg extensions. We are gonna do 10. We're gonna do 10 prone leg extensions. So we're gonna lay on our bellies, getting those knees bent, knees off the floor, extending those legs back out, squeezing those muscles there. Bending the knees again, bringing those legs back up and back down. We're getting 10 leg extensions knocked out. Good. How's everybody doing? Looking good, guys. Hi, Candace. Alrighty, once you've got those 10 leg extensions knocked out, we're gonna go ahead and get 15 Superman hold abductions. So we're gonna be doing leg only here. So we're gonna keep that torso on the floor. We're gonna lift those legs up off the floor, and we're gonna get those kind of scissor kicks here. So if you have a band, this is a great time to use it. You can get those bands around the ankles or get the bands around the calves, get that added resistance, and we'll get those legs out and back in, keeping those knees off the floor. We're knocking out 15 of these. Nice and controlled there, keeping that torso on the floor. Good. Looking good, guys. Knocking out those 15 Superman hold abductions. All right, guys, so from here, we're gonna transition to 10 single leg hip thrusts. So we can do these laying flat on the floor, or if you're next to your couch or you have an ottoman, we can get that back elevated on the ottoman to get a little bit more range of motion. Up to you. We're gonna be doing some couch hip thrusts later. So if you want, you can just keep it flat on the floor, and then we'll get that added benefit in the next circuit. So if we're doing them on the floor, or flat on the floor, we're gonna be doing single leg. So you can either get that foot, that ankle up on the knee, or we can hold that straight in the air. We got that good angle here, and we're gonna raise those legs off the floor, squeezing those glutes at the top, getting that good hip thrust, extending the hips as much as we can. Squeezing those glutes at the top there. We're doing 10 on each side, 10 on each side. Good. Looking good on these hip thrusts, guys. Good, keep it going. Remember, we're gonna be doing 3 sets of these. So if you guys have any kind of weight that you can add to this movement and laying that on your hips, then that's definitely a bonus. We can always grab like some kind of weighted can, or if you have a dumbbell available to you, then that's awesome as well. But these are great even without any added weight. Good, alrighty, I see you guys finishing those up. So from here, we're gonna be getting 20 tap squats. Get a little bit of water and then we'll get those tap squats going. We're gonna be doing 20 total. Good, get some water. We're doing 20 tap squats, guys. Getting those legs apart, getting those feet together at the height. Touching down in the middle of the legs with your alternating hands here. We're knocking out 20. Hey, Shanice. We are doing tap squats right now. We're doing 20 total. We just started, so go ahead and join us on those if you are warmed up and ready to rumble. We're getting those 20 tap squats knocked out. Alrighty, getting those 20. If you've knocked out your 20 already, go ahead and get some water. We're doing a little water break here, and then we'll start that set over. We'll be doing 3 sets of these today. So take this time if you want and you have an added weight somewhere in your house available to you, then we can use those for those hip thrusts, maybe those tap squats. And take a 1 minute water break. Alrighty, we got about 20 seconds left in our water break here, and we'll get it going with our second set. So we're gonna be starting off with those step back to side lunges again. We're gonna be getting 5 reps on each side. Alrighty, guys, we'll go ahead and get it going. Getting those step back to side lunges. Getting that reverse lunge, dropping that knee down, coming back up to center, stepping it out for that side lunge. Getting that alternate leg, dropping that knee down, back to center, to the side, and getting that lunge in there. We're doing 5 on each side. 5 on each side here. Making sure you're evenly distributing that weight on the back toes. If you've got an added weight you can use for this one, then that is a great bonus. Good, keep it going, y'all. Good, still working on those, getting them, keeping them nice and controlled, looking good, y'all. We got a pretty good turnout, we got 12. Good stuff, kudos to you guys, you're still getting your workout in on the lockdown, right? Alrighty, looks like we're about finished up with those, so we're gonna get that prone leg extension. We're doing 10 of these. So again, we're gonna lay flat on the floor. We got our belly on the floor. We're gonna bend those knees, getting the feet up towards the ceiling, picking the knees up off the floor. Then we're gonna extend the legs back out while keeping those knees off the floor. Neither the legs nor the knees should be touching the floor while we get these extensions. Knocking out 10 of those. Squeezing those muscles when we extend the legs back out. Good. Good. From there, you can keep it on your belly. We're gonna switch to those leg-only Superman hold abductions. So we're gonna keep that torso on the floor, keeping that upper body on the floor, and lifting those legs up for that Superman. And getting those abductions. We're kicking those legs out and back to center. We're getting 15 of these. We're not letting those legs drop back towards the floor. Maintaining that Superman hold. Good, looking good, guys. Y'all are killing it this Saturday morning. Once you've got those 15 knocked out, we're gonna be getting those single leg hip thrusts. So if you have an added weight you wanna use here, up to you. We can do these laying flat on the floor again, or you can use something to rest your back on to get that elevation, get that greater range of motion. Up to you here. We're doing single legs, so you can either hold that leg straight up in the air or get that ankle on your opposite knee and getting those hips all the way up off the floor. Knocking out 10 on each side, 10 on each side. Alrighty, when you're done with those, get a little bit of drink of water, and we're gonna go into our 20 tap squats. So again, you can use that added weight here if you'd like, or we can just reach down and touch that floor in the middle of our legs when we come down with that tap squat. So get your water, get ready, and we'll get those tap squats going. We're knocking out 20 total here. Keeping that chest up, spine neutral. Getting the heart rate going. Good, and get some water when you're done with those. We got a 1-minute water break, and we'll run through these one more time for our third set. Get some water. Gonna stay hydrated today. How's everybody been doing on their nutrition? We eating clean still? Yeah? I see y'all chuckling. Gotta stay eating clean. I know it's hard. My dog's been really excited to have me home though. What about you guys? Anybody have some really happy dogs out there? Alrighty, we got another 30 seconds and we'll start back up with our third set. Alrighty, guys, we'll get it going again. Starting off again with those side, that reverse lunge to side lunge, 5 reps on each side. Getting that leg back, dropping that knee down, back up to center, getting that side lunge. Alternating legs here. Knocking out 5 on each side. Great time to use an added weight if you've got it. Good. Looking good, guys. Good. How was your vacation, Janice? Seeing all your pictures. You look like you were having some fun. Yeah?
Oh, yeah, it was good. We went a good time before all this happened.
Yeah, well, good for you. Good for you. Alrighty, guys. So from here, we're gonna pick it back up with those prone leg extensions. Getting that torso on the floor. We're bending those knees and then picking the knees up off the floor, extending those legs back out and then bending the knees again, keeping those knees off the floor. Knocking out 10 of these. Good. From there, once we knock out those 10, we're going straight into those 15 Superman hold abductions. So it's gonna be leg only here. So we're just gonna raise those legs up off the floor. And from there, we're kicking those feet out, getting kind of a scissor kick vibe going here. If you have a small loop band, this is a great time to add it in. Keeping that torso on the floor. Getting those 15. Those 15 abductions. Good. And from there, we're gonna go straight into those 10 single leg hip thrusts. So you can hold that leg straight up in the air. You can get that ankle on the opposite knee. And we'll pick those hips up off the floor. Good. Getting those 10 on each side. Once we knock out those 10 on each side, we're gonna go into those 20 tap squats. You can add a weight here if you'd like, or we can just do all body weight. We're getting 20 total. Getting those legs nice and wide on that squat. Bringing those feet together at the top. Good. Looking good, y'all. Knocking out those 20 tap squats. Once you're done, get some water. We'll take a little break and then we'll start on our second circuit. Taking a 1-minute break and we'll start that second circuit. So in this circuit is where you're gonna need that, either that thick book or some kind of elevated object you have. We're gonna be doing some calf raises at some point in this circuit. So you just have that book or whatever object it is that you're using readily available to you, and we'll get those in there. Alrighty, we got another 20 seconds and we'll get started with that second circuit. Alrighty, so the first item on the agenda for this second circuit is going to be 20 wide stance pull squats. So with these pull squats, we're going to get those feet a little bit further than shoulder width apart. We're going to take it down in that squat and we're going to keep it there. We're not going to come up all the way. We're going to keep that pulse going. So this is a great time if you haven't added weight to get that added weight that you can hold in the middle, hold it at your chest, up to you, and we'll knock out 20 of these. 20 wide stance pull squats. Good, good. I see a lot of you guys have dumbbells. That's perfect. We got those feet further than shoulder width, taking it down for that squat position, and we're gonna get a pulse here. So we're never gonna stand all the way up again. We're gonna keep it low, working the quads here. We're getting 20 pulse squats. Good. Very good, guys. Good. Once you knock out your 20, we're going to be going into monkey squats. So with these monkey squats, we're going to have those feet about shoulder width. If you have really tight hamstrings or calves, then we can take it a little bit wider. And what we're going to do here, we're going to come down. We're either going to grab onto the toes or the ankles. And as we straighten those legs out, we're going to keep that hold. So I'll show it from a side view here. We got those feet further apart. We come down that squat. We either get those toes or those ankles, and we're straightening those legs out. We're getting a good hamstring stretch here. Bringing those glutes back towards the floor, bending those knees, and then straightening back out. We're knocking out 10 of these. 10 monkey squats. Dropping those hips down towards the floor, bending those knees. Nice straight legs as we come up. Getting that good hamstring stretch at the top there. Knocking out 10 monkey squats here. Good. That looks really good, guys. Y'all are killing those. Good. Alrighty. You're knocking out your 10. From here, we're gonna do those calf raises I was talking about. So this is where we're gonna use that elevated object. We're gonna do 15 donkey calf raises. So I know you guys are probably familiar with this one in the gym. So normally we would do like a standing calf raise here. We would have those feet on that object, and we'd be bringing those heels down and then back up, squeezing those calves and hamstrings in at the top. So the only difference we're gonna do here is we're gonna get that hip hinge. So we're gonna get that hip hinge. You're gonna have have an object in front of you can place your hands on. We'll bring those heels down and then bring them back up. So we want to get that back about parallel to the floor. If you can come down maybe on your forearms to get more of a bend there, that range of motion will help a lot too. But up to you. We can keep it on the hands, getting that back parallel to the floor. We've got those toes on our book or whatever elevated surface we're using. And we're bringing those heels down and then back up, squeezing those calves there. Getting the donkey calves raises here. We're knocking out 15 donkey calf raises. Good. Looks good, guys. Good. Perfect. You're knocking out those 15. From there, we're going to transition to our couch hip thrusts. So here you can get your back on a couch or an ottoman, anything you have available next to you, and we're going to get that hip thrust. No elevated feet here. We're going to use keep both feet planted on the floor, and we'll get that hip thrust. So you can use a couch, ottoman, anything you have here. We'll get that back situated. Gonna walk those feet in as close as we can to the torso while maintaining those heels down. And from there, we're gonna lift those hips up, squeezing those glutes at the top, extending those hips up as high as we can here. This is a great time. You can add a weight. You can add a weight onto your hip here to get a little bit more resistance. Up to you. Good. You're knocking out those 15. Looking good, guys. Alrighty, guys. Once you've got those 15 knocked out, we're gonna do 15 single leg foot elevated hip thrusts. So it's gonna be the same thing we just did, but a little backwards. So this time we're gonna get the feet either on that couch, the ottoman, whatever it is that you're using as your object to support your back. We're gonna get our feet up there this time. We're gonna raise one leg up. So you can either raise a leg straight up in the air, or you can get that ankle on the opposite knee. And we're gonna get that hip thrust as well. So we're getting that, you can either get that heel down, or you can get the foot down. We're gonna raise that other leg up. We can hold it up high in the air, or get that ankle on the knee. And we're get that hip thrust. Bring those hips down, bring them back up, squeezing those glutes at the top. Single leg foot elevated hip thrust there. Good. We're gonna get 15 on each side. 15 on each side here. Good. Looking good, guys. Getting those 15 on each side. Good. Once you're done with those, get a little bit of water, and we're gonna go into 15 high knees. So we're gonna get the heart rate up a little bit here. We're gonna bring that knee up as far up to the chest as we possibly can. And we're just gonna do, it's gonna be 15 each side. So you'll have 30 total by the end of it. Getting a little bit of cardio here. We're bringing those knees up as high as we can. 15 high knees each side. So we got 30 total here. Bringing them up and keeping it going. We're knocking out 30 high knees, 15 on each side. Good. Good. Once you're done with those high knees, get some water. We're gonna take a little bit of a rest here, and then we'll start again on our second set with these exercises. Get a little water. We're taking a 1-minute water break here. Once you've got those high knees knocked out. We got 30 seconds left in our rest here. So once we start back up, we're gonna go into those 20 wide stance pulse squats again. That's what we're gonna start back up again with. So we're gonna have those feet further than shoulder width apart. We're gonna take it down into that squat and we're gonna keep it low. We're not gonna come back up. Alrighty, we'll get it started again, guys. We got those feet further than shoulder width apart. We're coming down for that squat and we're gonna keep that pulse. Keeping that pulse here. We're doing 20 total. Feeling the burn on those quads. Good. Good, guys, good. This is a great time, or if you haven't added weight, you can use a dumbbell, you could use a bag of rice or beans, really anything here, and get that added weight, getting those pulse squats. Good. Perfect. Once you knock out those 20, we're gonna go into those monkey squats. We're doing 10 of these monkey squats. So again, we got those feet as, if you are a little bit more flexible in the hamstrings, you can have them a little bit closer together. Otherwise, we'll walk them out a little bit further. We're gonna drop those hips down. We got the hands either on the ankles or the toes. And then as we bring those hips up, we're keeping those legs nice and straight. Dropping those hips back down towards the floor. And as an exhale, we lift those hips up, getting those legs nice and straight, getting that good hamstring stretch. We're doing 10 total monkey squats here. Good. Good monkey squats. Very good monkey squats out here. Now I challenge you to find a very public place and do those in the eye of the public. That would be a good one. Alrighty, guys. From there, we're gonna go into those donkey calf raises. So you're gonna get on your elevated surface. We're gonna take that hip hinge, get that back parallel to the floor, and we'll raise those heels up and down there. We'll take it to our elevated surface. Getting those toes on our surface. We're dropping those hands down till our back is parallel with the floor, or we can take it further. And we're gonna drop those heels down and raising them back up. We're knocking out 15. 15 here. Squeezing those muscles when you've got those heels raised up off the floor. Good. Good. Once we've got those calf raises knocked out, we're gonna go ahead and move into those couch hip thrusts. So we're gonna get our back elevated on our couch, on our ottoman, whatever surface we're using. We're gonna walk those feet in as close as we can to the torso while maintaining those heels on the ground. And then we're gonna raise those hips up, fully extending those hips up, squeezing the glutes at the top. You can use an added weight here. If you've got a dumbbell, bag of rice, some canned food. Walking those feet in, getting those hips up. Good. We're knocking out 15 of these couch hip thrusts, guys. Good. Keeping those heels down, raising those hips up as high as we can. Good. Alrighty. Good stuff, good stuff. When we're done with those hip thrusts, we're gonna switch to those elevated feet hip thrusts. So now you're gonna get your feet on that elevated surface, and it's gonna be single leg here. So you can either raise your leg up off the floor and just maintain it there individually, or you can rest that ankle on your opposite knee, and we'll get that hip thrust. We've got those feet on an elevated object, getting a bigger range of motion here. Good. We're getting 15 on each side. 15 on each side. We're really squeezing those glutes at the height there. We're feeling that good hamstring pull. Good. Y'all are killing it. It's getting hot, isn't it, Candace? Getting hot out there. Alrighty, guys. You're gonna keep those going. Once we've got those 15 on each leg knocked out, we're gonna move straight into those high knees. 15 high knees on each side. We're doing 30 total here. Good, good. We're getting that heart rate up. A little bit of cardio today. Knocking out those 30 total. Good. Looking good, guys. Once you're done, get some water. We'll take our water break, and then we'll run through this circuit one more time. You guys excited to stretch? I'm always looking forward to a good stretch afterwards. Get your water. We got a 1-minute water break here, and we'll start back up. Alrighty. We got about 35 seconds left in our water break. How's everybody doing on keeping up with their water intake? We getting those 100 ounces in there? Yeah? Good, good. I like seeing thumbs up. Alrighty, guys, 10 more seconds and we'll start it back up. We're gonna start off again with those wide stance pull squats. We're gonna be doing 20. If you've got an added weight, that's a great thing to use here. Otherwise, we can do body weight. You're gonna feel the burn regardless. We're gonna take those feet further than shoulder width apart, bringing it down for that wide squat, and we're gonna pulse it here. We're doing 20. We're not gonna come all the way back up. We're gonna keep it low. Keeping the chest up, feeling those quads burn here. Good. Good, I see you guys. I see you with the rice. I know that's heavy. Good. You're getting your 20 pulse squats there. Once we're done with those 20 pulse squats, we're gonna move straight into those monkey squats. Straight into those monkey squats. We're coming down. We're either grabbing the ankles or the toes. We've got those hips down, and as we extend those legs, bring those hips up, we're keeping nice straight legs at the height here, getting that hamstring stretch. Bringing those hips back down, chest up. And then we're straightening those legs out. We're getting 10 monkey squats. The more flexibility you have, the closer you can walk your feet in. Good. Good. From the donkey squats, we're gonna get into our donkey calf raises. We're gonna get those toes on an elevated object. We're doing 15 raises here. Gonna get those toes on an elevated object, bringing those hands down till the back is parallel, or bringing it even lower for a bigger range of motion, bigger stretch here. Dropping those heels down and picking those heels back up, keeping the weight on those toes, getting those calves nice and strong here. Doing 15. Good. Good. Alrighty. Once we knock out those 15 calf raises, we're going into those couch hip thrusts. So you're gonna get your back on that elevated object, and we'll get those hip thrusts going. You can use a weight here. And we're knocking out 15 hip thrusts. Keeping those heels down on the floor, bringing those hips up as high as we can, squeezing the glutes at the top. You're gonna wanna walk those feet in as close to the torso as you can while you're keeping those heels down. So if your heels are coming off the floor, walk the feet out just a little bit. We're squeezing those glutes and those hamstrings at the top here. Knocking out your 15 hip thrusts. And when we're done with those 15 hip thrusts, we're gonna get those single leg foot elevated hip thrusts. So now you're gonna rotate those feet onto your couch or whatever elevated surface you're using. We're doing single leg here, so you can raise that leg up off completely and hold that leg up, or you can get that ankle on the opposite knee. Squeezing those glutes at the top. You can use an added weight here. Keep that weight on your hips. Up to you. 15 on each side. Should really feel this one in your hamstrings. Good. Looking good, guys. When you're done with those elevated hip thrusts, we're gonna go into those high knees. 15 on each leg, so we got a 30 total high knees. We're bringing those knees up as high as we can to the chest. We're getting the heart rate up a little bit here, getting in our cardio. We're knocking out 30 of these, 15 on each leg, getting those knees up as high as we can. Good work, guys. And you can do these at your own pace. We're knocking out those 30, 15 total. And when you're done, get some water. Get some water, and then we'll start out our group stretch once we've got everybody done with these high knees. Perfect. Alrighty, guys. Get your water. We're gonna stay hydrated. And when we're ready to stretch it out, we're gonna get those feet together. We've got our feet together. We're gonna raise those arms up. We're gonna stretch up high. We're getting those palms together, trying to get those elbows as close together as we can, getting a good stretch through the arms here. 3, 2, 1, we'll bring those arms down, and while maintaining straight legs, we're gonna come down and try to get those toes. If we can't get the toes, we're reaching for the ankles, we're reaching for the shins, or we're reaching for the ankles. We've got our legs nice and straight, and we've got our feet together here. We're stretching out those hamstrings. 3, 2, 1. From here, we're gonna bend those knees. We're gonna bend those knees, dropping those hands on the floor. Walking those feet out. We're in a high plank position here. Good, and from there, we're gonna drop down onto our bellies. Dropping down into our bellies in a low push up there. Good. We've got those palms planted on the floor. On an inhale, nice long straight arms. Getting those shoulders back and down. Getting that eye gaze and the chin up towards the ceiling. Getting that good low back stretch here. Hold that for 10. 3, 2, 1. We're gonna get those toes on the floor. We're gonna get the toes on the floor, and we're gonna pick those hips up. Picking those hips up, and then we're gonna drop those heels down. Stretching out the calves and the hamstrings here as well. Keeping nice, long, straight arms. Externally rotating the scapula here. 3, 2, 1. We're gonna bend those knees, dropping those knees down to the floor, and we'll drop the hips in between the heels. Get a good counter stretch. 3, 2, 1. We're gonna bring it up to our knees. We're gonna stretch out the low back a little bit here. So we're gonna keep it on the knees. We've got those knees right underneath the hips. We're gonna place our hands right underneath the glutes, and we're gonna bring the hips forward. From there, we'll drop the shoulders down and get that eye gaze up. We should be feeling a good low back stretch here. If you feel comfortable, you can take those hands further down the thighs. Otherwise, just keep them there underneath the glutes. 3, 2, 1. We'll slowly come out of that stretch. We'll drop the hips down in between the heels again for a quick counter stretch. And then we'll bring it back on the knees. We're gonna stretch out the legs a little bit. We're gonna stretch out those legs. We're gonna keep one knee on the floor, and we're gonna bring that other foot forward. We got a good 90-degree angle here with that forward foot. On an exhale, we're gonna bring that weight into the forward hip and that forward knee. We'll hold that for a couple seconds, let that hip sink into that socket. And then if and when you're ready, we'll pick up the back foot and get a good quad stretch here. Stretching out that back quad whenever you feel comfortable. We'll hold that for 10. 3, 2, 1. We'll drop that foot down. We'll get out of that hip, and we'll bring that forward foot nice and straight. We'll get the heel down, toe up, and we'll bring a stretch over that leg. Stretch out the hamstring and the calf a little here. Hold that for 10. 3, 2, 1. We'll bend that knee, bring that knee back down to the floor. And then from here, we'll get that opposite leg forward. We got that good 90-degree angle with the forward leg. And on an exhale, we'll get that weight shifted into that forward hip. Bending that knee, getting all that weight forward. Hold this for a couple seconds. And then whenever you're ready, if you're ready, we'll pick that back foot up off the floor. Get that good quad stretch. We'll hold that for 10. 3, 2, 1. We'll drop that foot down, bring that weight out of that forward hip. We'll get that forward leg nice and straight, heel down, toe up. And on an exhale, we'll stretch over that leg. One. We'll bring it out of that leg there. We'll bring it to a seated position. We're gonna stretch out the hips a little bit here. We'll bring it to a seated position. We'll get those feet together and we'll walk them in as close to the torso as we can. Once we've got those legs as close as we can get them to the body, we're gonna take a nice inhale. We're gonna have a nice long straight back and we'll get that chest up. On an exhale, we'll grab the soles of those feet, peeling them open, dropping those knees down towards the floor, keeping those hips, keeping the chest up, getting that good hip stretch. If you want to go a little deeper into this stretch, we'll take it into a little bit of a forward fold and you'll feel some extra weight added there. You'll get a bit more tension. Take this into a side view for you. A nice long straight back, knees down towards the floor. We'll take a little bit of a forward fold if you're comfortable. We'll hold that for 10. 3, 2, 1. We'll bring those knees back up. We'll release those legs. We'll release those legs. We'll keep the left leg forward and we'll bring that right foot into the left thigh. We're gonna stretch out the side body here. We're gonna take that left hand into the inside of the left foot and we'll take that right arm overhead. We're stretching over that leg. We're opening the chest up towards the ceiling and we've got that eye gaze up towards the ceiling. Should feel a good stretch to the side body here and a little bit above your hip. We'll hold that for 10. 3, 2, 1. We'll get that eye gaze towards the floor and we'll release that stretch. We'll bring that right leg forward. Bring the right leg forward. We'll get the left foot into the inside of the right thigh. We'll take that right hand into the inside of the right foot and we'll get that left arm overhead, stretching over that leg, opening the chest up towards the ceiling, eye gaze up, nice and strong through that overhead arm. You're reaching for something on the opposite side of the room. 3, 2, 1, and we'll get that eye gaze down and we'll release that stretch. We'll bring both feet out and get those legs straight. We've got those knees pushing down towards the floor and we'll take it for a forward fold here. We'll stretch out the back of those legs. 3, 2, 1, and release. Good work today, guys. Good work. Thank you for joining me today.